George does not like the way the Mercedes is handled. It's way more tuned to the driving style that Kimi has versus the driving style that Russell has. Because Russell complains and complains and complains about rear end grip consistently. You don't hear that at Kimi because Kimi kind of likes the looser rear end of the car. Russell does not like that at all. So the car is definitely more towards Kimi. And if the car doesn't fall apart on Kimi today, Kimi runs down Leclerc and takes the win.
Welcome to the Paddock F1 with Greeny and the cheese. We're caffeinated, we're medicated. It's a podcast by fans for fans. Your dose of F1 news. All the races, all the tracks, and all the drama. Coming up on today's show.
Yes. Here's that sound means. Time for the Paddock F1, Greeny and the cheese. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Please hit that subscribe and like button if you haven't yet. Help us out here at the channel.
Indeed.
Round 9 takes us back to where it all began. To the home of F1 on that old World War II airfield. That's right, we're back at the iconic Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix on the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, home to the British shoe industry and the film industry. Get yourself a pair of Doc Martens and then check out where James Bond and Star Wars were filmed. But this ain't no travel show. This is an F1 show, and we are racing the iconic Silverstone circuit, 3.66 miles, 18 corners. You give it the full beans for, 76% of the lap, I'm going to guess. Maybe something like that. But what a race we got. Silverstone usually doesn't disappoint, and it didn't today. Kimi, off the sprint win, was on pole, but Ferrari was 2-3 there at the start. And after the first corner, it was Ferrari 1-2. But then things fell apart from there. Lewis got a penalty for jumping the start. Leclerc was then offered away, though. Held on to take the win. Russell takes second. Hamilton takes third. For now, we'll see. Could be a penalty. But ring the bells in Maranello. That's another Ferrari win. How about that? Coming off that disastrous weekend in Austria. Lots to unpack on this one. We are caffeinated. We are medicated. Good day, sir.
It doesn't look like they're going to take away Leclerc's win here, but it looks like Lewis might be in a little trouble. It might move Lando Norris in. We are just coming to you shortly after the race ended in England for the 76th time. Yeah, that's right. 76th time, 75th time. So what a race we had all the way to the end. A potentially fired up lap 52 became a massive disappointment. I don't know what the hell happened there. We'll get into that a little bit later. And like she said, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, give us a review, leave us some stars there, wherever you're listening, podcast or the video. And we greatly appreciate everyone listening. We are always beyond humbled. See ya. Cheers. A crazy day at the Silverstone track. And now if you're in England, you got to get ready and turn around, take a nice siesta, because you got a game at 1 o'clock in the morning in Mexico. But this is not a FIFA show. This is not a World Cup show. This is an F1 show. And Leclerc, first time winning in a long time, year and a half, first time ever winning at Silverstone. It's been a while since Ferrari's won at Silverstone, and feels Ferrari winning 2 of the last 3 races. Kimi Antonelli not finishing 2 of the last 3 races. Just interesting. It's an interesting turn here. You want to think that Kimi Antonelli is going to get back on the horse and Mercedes is going to get their shit together and they're going to come out and double podium. But let's be honest, George Russell looked mediocre all weekend long, from practice to the sprint race. I think he somehow lost it. It felt like in
Mm-hmm.
What SQ3 in like the quali for the sprint, and he kind of started falling apart after that. I don't know what it was through maggots and Beckett's, or he wasn't getting the speed in there, or the wind was really bothering him in there. I know it's where like Lewis Hamilton pulls his specialty off there, and he really is able to make it through. But like people are having problems with Brookline and like just a lot of issues for some drivers, and other drivers like Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc were able to dominate those areas, and quietly, looks like Lando Norris might pull off a podium. So a wild day, and yet again another race where a home driver has not won. Not a single driver has won their home race all season, and you had 25% of the field that had an opportunity to win. So interesting day, to say the least.
I mean, maybe this is the, for Lewis, it could be, the curse that's continuing from, the drivers at their home race this year. Because it's been pretty damn bad. You had Piastri didn't start in Australia. Leclerc didn't finish in Monaco. Crashed out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lance Stroll was 4 laps down at Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Alonso didn't finish at Spain.
Nope.
And Carlos Sainz was 12. Sainz was like 12. So, I mean, Lewis could end up getting knocked off the podium.
Yeah, but you got to put another British driver on there. So you didn't win, though.
No. There's no win. So just, that streak kind of continues with that. But absolutely massive turnaround for Ferrari after the debacle in Austria. So kudos there. Maybe it was the heat, that was the issue, but Leclerc needed that win too, just to get his psyche back and to get his confidence back, because he was on those bad skid going there. You could just hear in his voice the confidence was waning. So huge for him. Ferrari winning 2 out of 3, that's huge. It looked like the power upgrade to the engine looked like it was playing pretty damn well here at Silverstone. They pretty much had the same pace as the Mercs did all weekend. I mean, before, Antonelli had that issue with, I don't know, the brake duct or whatever, got all bent up and just made it feel like the arrow was gone and made it feel like the car was broken for him. He had that massive tire, the way better tires than Leclerc, so he was closing in there for sure, and probably would have caught and passed Leclerc at that point. But Ferrari had the pace again, which is definitely something that I think fans of F1 want to see, because we want to see some type of battle at least coming at some point. So at least the fight might be on for the constructors more than possibly the drivers' title at this point. But
well, you got 32
at least there's something
points.
you could view.
32 points separating first and third right now in the drivers. So I don't want to hear about drivers not being attainable. I think it's a 3-man race between Lewis and the Mercedes at the moment, and I definitely see potential for Lewis to be right in there. I'm not saying he's going to win the Drivers' Championship. It's probably going to be, I think it's still probably going to be George Russell, and be honest. Maybe not after this weekend, but I think Russell will turn it around. I'd put my money on George Russell to win this in the end. We were saying the same thing about Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri last year. We're saying the same exact thing. Yeah. Lando's got no shot. It's Oscar's to take. And Oscar finished third. All right? And now where's Oscar Piastri? So
nowhere to be found, really.
So hindsight is obviously 20/20, but if history is repeating itself, you can see Kimi Antonelli in third, Lewis in second, and George Russell winning when we're sitting here in November. I wouldn't be shocked by that at all.
No, I wouldn't be shocked, but I also don't think... I think the difference in that is also that Lando liked the way the McLaren handled last year. George does not like the way the Mercedes is handled. It's way more tuned to the driving style that Kimi has versus the driving style that Russell has. Because Russell complains and complains and complains about rear end grip consistently. You don't hear that at Kimi because Kimi kind of likes the looser rear end of the car. Russell does not like that at all. So the car is definitely more towards Kimi. And if the car doesn't fall apart on Kimi today, Kimi runs down Leclerc and takes the win. Kimi didn't lose this race. It wasn't because of anything he did. The car broke on him, and it made it feel like the suspension. I mean, they ended up ripping stuff off the car, and then after they ripped it off the car, he was back on pace with everybody else on track. Was Kimi Antonelli. So it was nothing that Kimi Antonelli did. And going back to Barcelona, nothing he did there. The car failed on him again. So without those two instances, Kimi's running away with the show for the driver's title. And he hasn't shown anything of stepping off the gas. He's got that gas full on right now. So the only thing holding him back is the car breaking on him right now. That's it.
You kind of need the car to finish the race in one piece to be able to get points. I think we can all agree on that. So that could be a problem. No, I think we mentioned this over the last couple weeks. I mentioned it last week. I know you were a little confused when I mentioned the fact that if you look at the social media recently, and we'll see what happens in the next few hours here. I'm very, very curious what Instagram and what all that has as far as what Merc is putting out, Mercedes-AMG is putting out on their official F1 accounts. How much are they still fawning over Kimi, even though he didn't finish, right? And how has George been treated? Because if you look at the social media, George is still playing second fiddle. The same thing happened in Barcelona, right? Yeah. George finished second, Kimi DNF'd, and you looked at the Instagram after, and if you didn't watch the race, it would look like Kimi Antonelli won the race or at least finished ahead of George Russell.
Right.
And just aesthetically overview, I'm not digging that deep into it. I'm not putting my tinfoil hat on over here yet. Actually, I might have a little tinfoil on the hat here. But yeah, if you look at it from that perspective, I really do think. But we will see what happens, and congratulations, Charles Leclerc. It should be all about Charles Leclerc right now, winning his first race in 18 months. And
it's massive for his confidence right now, and it's massive for Ferrari's confidence that they've won 2 of the last 3 races. I mean, it lets them know that they might not be there totally on performance to the Merc, but they're darn close. They're way closer than anybody else. I mean, if the safety car doesn't come up, they're both, 20 plus seconds ahead of everybody else on the track right now. So the 2 best teams are Merc and Ferrari by far. Give it up to George Russell too. His first podium at the British Grand Prix as well. So give it up to him there. But it's massive for Leclerc. It's massive because he was on the verge of a absolute confidence collapse. And he needed that win, especially after Lewis had won a race. So, and the way things have gone the last few races for him. So,
speaking of absolute confidence collapse, it's time for me to put my helmet on and take a race around the track. We have Quizmaster's Cockpit. I think did I win last week? I think I pulled one out last week. I think I'm like 2 for 8 this year. We got our 9th Quizmaster's Cockpit of the season.
You did not win last week. You got the 3rd question wrong. You didn't even attempt the 3rd question last week.
That's right. I had a few nightmares. I was in bad shape last Sunday, so I'm in better shape now. I'm in better shape. That doesn't mean jack squat as far as getting anything right, but I'm feeling.
Are you now?
feeling better. Doesn't mean I'm going to get anything right here. For
That's
my music
fair.
here. Just in case. Alright. Let's go.
All right, you sure? Are you ready?
Yeah, ready as I'm going to be. To get some questions wrong. Hopefully I'll get at least one right.
Well, that might be questionable, actually. So we'll see.
Ooh. Ooh, look at that shit-eating grin you got over there. He's about to throw
All right,
something at me.
We're gonna kick it off right off the bat here. Which 3 circuits have held the British Grand Prix?
You got Brands Hatch,
Mm-hmm.
got Aintree,
Mm-hmm.
Silverstone. Obviously.
That is correct, sir.
Whew.
I didn't think you were getting injury.
I think you've asked that one before. I got my notes. It's not my first day on the job here.
Very, very well done, sir. Very well
All
done.
right. Well, I got my one right, so I already beat the system. Okay, all right, number 2.
No slap for you. All right, here we go. Question number 2. Which F1 team has won, as a constructor, has won the most British Grand Prix?
As a constructor?
Yes.
We're going way back. I'm gonna gander Ferrari. Sticking with the theme
That
of
is
the day.
correct, sir.
Wow.
That is correct, sir.
Wow.
It's
Just
the 19th time that the red team from Maranello has won.
How about that?
At the British Grand Prix.
That's domination. That's
wow. So that is 2 for 2. I was not expecting that one.
Wow. The music is on. The intensity is up. Will I complete the trifecta for only the second time maybe third time this season?
You've done pretty well, so.
I haven't had to slap myself yet. We'll see what happens next race, but I haven't had to slap myself yet.
This is a toughie, so we'll see. Question number 3. Who won the 1995 British Grand Prix after both Schumacher and Damon Hill collided?
This was like a random one too. Oh my god, I gotta go in the tank. I see his face too. It's not a famous driver. It's not a champion that year. Oh my god. This is a tough one. It's a British driver, I believe. I'm not looking at it. My eyes are closed. I'm not looking at anything. Johnny Herbert?
God damn, that is correct.
Wow!
Wow.
I pulled that deep out of the tank.
Wow. That is a freaking hot lap. Blow my notes up because I had losers first. So that is a winner chicken dinner.
I'm almost out of breath. That was the toughest lap that you've ever driven me through.
Wow.
And I came out the other side. You definitely did not have winners listed first. You definitely did not. Johnny Herbert, I don't even know where I pulled that from. I knew that was not, because Hill won like 94.
Well done.
And.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, Mansell won. That was like Mansell's day of dominating, like the late 80s, early 90s. Wow, I'm fucking pumped after that one. I'm sweating, dude. Woo! Whoa.
Well, that'll take us right into winter. So hot damn to that, because that blows up my damn board, because I did not have that shit.
That was probably the best I've done in
Very
over
well
100
done.
of the Quizmasters cockpits, sir.
That was very, very well done, sir. Very well done. Very well done. Kicking off, going Racing Bulls, 6th and 7th again, double points. Boston 6th. I mean, they'll be better in the Racing Bull than he's ever been. Was it a Red Bull? So maybe they should have gave him a chance at Red Bull, because he's shown something. But absolute wow for Racing Bulls yet again. Bortoletto in Audi getting in there in 8th. They, still have issues, but getting there in the points, it's huge. Bortoletto's been driving well as of late too, so just been a lot of bad luck for either driver in that team. So for them to get points, it's big. It's big for them. Supposed to be mine.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, easy right off the bat. Alpine keeps going, trying to prove to themselves that they are. And between them and Racing Bulls, I really see an honestly pretty solid mid-pack race going on. With McLaren struggling for sure, and Alpine and Racing Bulls could be a really great battle for 5th, and make a really good midfield battle for the rest of the season and keep that midfield interesting, because there's a lot of not so interesting stuff going on. We'll get to those non-interesting in the losers section, but yeah, got to give it up to Alpine and Pierre Gasly. Franco Colapinto is just driving beyond his years. Beating out Pierre Gasly is again. He's just a smart kid. I think Pierre Gasly's been a great mentor to him all season. Their camaraderie is pretty impressive. How he's taken him under his wing and really taken a team that really did not have much going for him last season and really made him much more competitive. Double points again. Obviously a little bit of help from their friends there and penalties and crash outs and all that good stuff. But yeah, still got to give it up to them. Another, once again, double top 10 for Alpine. And listen, we mentioned it before. It looks like Lando Norris is going to be on podium any minute here. But how do you not give it up to Lando? Not enough mentions at all this season. The last year's champion gets barely any mentions in any Formula One podcast or anything, but you got to give credit where credit is due.
McLaren's not that competitive right now. Plain and simple.
They are not.
They're the 4th best team.
They're right there in 4th. They're in total purgatory. They're not as good as the top 3. They're not as bad as the next 3 behind them, or at least the next 2 with Alpine and Racing Bulls, and you might even throw Audi in there. I think Nico Hülkenberg could have had a good day if he was able to stay on track. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, mid-pack is definitely interesting, but McLaren is just total purgatory. But you gotta get pumped for those podiums when you can, man, because they're not going to come very often this season. It is not 2025. And those are my winners. Which takes us into losers.
As the aforementioned Hulkenberg, just absolutely, guy's got some bad luck this year. Hard will not finish the race for him. So
0 points still. Only one of 4 drivers with 0.
Yeah. Well, it's not anything he's doing. He's put the car there and just won't finish for him. So keeps having the issues. And I know Aston as a whole, but Lance Stroll, I mean, I don't think there was any car problems that he had. The only driver that got, flagged for going off the track too many times and getting a penalty for that was Lance Stroll. I mean, Kimi Antonelli did, but car was broken. It fell apart. So just absolutely awful. I mean, can't even stay on track. I mean, it's a time just for his dad to just say enough is enough and go retire, son, because you stink.
He stinks for F1. He can drive Indy. He can drive a lot of other places and be successful. And that's the thing about Lance Stroll. I know we shit on Lance Stroll all the time, but he can go to a lot of other places and be successful. Listen, there's always people that you know at a job or somewhere that are talented. He's talented, you know? There's just a lot of talented drivers. He's the least talented of a group of very extremely elite talented people. And he has the least amount of talent among them. So I think he could potentially be competitive in IndyCar, but his daddy doesn't own an IndyCar team, so. Maybe he can do Lego racing. Maybe he can just do. There will be. I guarantee you, someone's going to try in the next 2 to 3 years to have professional Lego racing. You will be there. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
That's all right. No, those will be my losers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as always, I have to continue to start with Haas every single time. I don't know what is going on over there at Haas, but they're bringing nothing to the table each week. There's no improvements. There's no successful upgrades at all. I mean, it was nice to see Ollie at least get out of, Q1. One of them's getting eliminated every week in Q3. Or, I'm sorry, in Q1, there's no one making it to Q3 at all anymore, and it's just not, every week it just gets worse and worse for Haas, a team that should have been right there in the conversation with Alpine and Racing Bulls, and is nowhere there. Speaking of which, Williams as well, right back in that shithole with them. Carlos at least showed a little something coming in 12th this week, but pretty persona non grata. And I'll go back to McLaren as well, and the other side of the garage, and Oscar Piastri is just, he had 6 good months in Formula One, and since summer break last year, he just cannot get it together. But it's bad luck, a little bit of bad luck, but I don't think it's all bad luck anymore. And I think that getting out in front last year and sitting here this time last year, anointing him as the 2025 champion, and aforementioned as he finished 3rd, and now he can't get it together. I think he's lost focus as well. Someone who praised last year of his maturity and well beyond his years, and taken definitely a sophomore slump, if you want to put it. And those are my losers, which of course, sir, brings us to my favorite.
I need to slap my goddamn for that.
That's our slap of the week. I don't know who's taking it.
So it's all yours. This one. It's all yours.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what happened at the end of the race. I have no idea. But lap 52 should have been one of the greatest laps we've ever seen. It's like you're getting so pumped up for this last lap. And I know F1, and I know they called that at first it was supposed to go just let's do one lap. One of the greatest sprint races or sprint laps you'll ever see. Everyone's bunched up. You got 3 British drivers and Charles Leclerc competing. Anything can happen. And it was all up to Burt Mylander. And yeah, I know he was told to stay out for one more lap. But come on, man. Come on. You should have came in. Pick up your skirt, grab your yam bags, and just let them race. What would have happened? What would have happened? What would they have done if he just left the track, pulled into the pit, and just let them go? What, they fired him? What would they have done? It would have been the greatest thing you'd ever see in your life. Sometimes insubordination is the way to go. I think he would have got away with it. I think he would have been an absolute national treasure. But Burt Mylander, baby powder up your hands and slap yourself in the face. Get off the track. Get off the track. Get out of the way. It's like when you're driving through traffic and a cop is for no reason stopping traffic for that extra minute, and you're like, why are you out here for so long? So get out of the way. Let them race. I don't care what safety said. I don't care what anyone said.
Captain Safety saying, I don't care about what safety said. I like it.
It was safe. The track was fine. They got Max's car out of there real quick.
Yeah.
They got it out real quick. I mean, Max was like out of there in 2 seconds.
I think Max was pissed as hell.
Max was pissed as hell.
He was fired up. He was cussing it up there, getting out of the car. So,
man, I mean, he was out of there so quick. He was out of there like me after a 10-hour shift, after not using the can all day. I mean, he was making a beeline somewhere. And I'm sure there was a fantastic helmet throw coming out behind the scenes there for Max. But yeah, with all that being said, they got that car out of there real quick, and they were moving really quick so they can get that 50-second lap in so they can race it. And I don't know what happened, but I'm blaming Mylander until we get, I'm sure in the next few hours or next day here, we'll get a little more information on what the hell happened. But that was a disaster. And a tease. I hate to be teased. I don't want to be teased like that. Let's be real. Let's be real. No one likes to be teased like that.
that's fair. Hiya! So it means it's time the best damn sound of the week because we take that fantasy ride to that fantasy island of Green Tokyo. Where the beer flows like wine, the wine flows like beer on that canvas. Oh yes, my friends, it goes as far as the eyes can see. Look at it out there. Look at it. It's green and luscious. Take a little whiff. Whew. That air smells. Yes. Take a little walk to the top of the hill. Sail at the top. Tickets in hand. Are we cashing in or are we checking out? No, I'm checking the hell out.
You're checking out. So I totally screwed up this morning because I was running out the door trying to get to my haircut, and I only put 3 bets in. I forgot to put my Pierre Gasly top 10 pick in, but it's okay. You know, you didn't get it in. I didn't get it in. Doesn't count. You sir totally bombed out. 4 bets over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over.
Yep. Yep.
So that's a disaster.
Yep.
Sorry, Antonelli, Russell, Hamilton box and straight. You had Antonelli, Hamilton, Leclerc box. Max podium. So close. So close. Lewis win again. So close, but it looks like he's not even making podium now after that penalty. So that was an 0 for 4. 50 across the board, so that's negative 200. I had Antonelli, Hamilton, Leclerc straight. That didn't come out. I really thought this was the week that Audi was finally going to hit that double top 10. Got halfway there, and Nico Hulkenberg should have damn straight been in that top 10 this week. He had every opportunity. He probably had the best opportunity of the year, but did not. DNF'd instead, so I lost that at plus 400. That was sweet. But Lando Norris, top 4, plus 275. Looks like podium for him coming up here. So I take that Lando Norris plus 275. At least breaks me close to even. Actually puts me up 25 Greenybucks on the week. Negative 200 for you. Ooh la la. I get a little bit back. A little bit. I think it was down 700. Now I'm only going to be down about 500 Greenybucks. Still a distance to go, but a little more attainable than like the 900 Greenybucks spread we had only a few weeks ago before we hit this European leg. So really in a little bit, still got a lot to go, but we got a lot of races to go. And that brings us to the final segment of this week's show. And that is, of course, In the News. In the news, let's get some news going. What do you got, sir?
Well, I got a few things here for you. F1 is considering a return to refueling in 2031. What is your thoughts on that?
Interesting. I'd love to see how it would look. I know there's specific reasons they went away from fueling, whether it be the amount of time. I'd love to see, how fast you can actually refuel a car. Can you do it in like 2 seconds?
No, that will not be able to happen.
So it's going to mess up the pit stop, the whole pit stop, flow of the quick pit stop, which is always impressive. And for people who've never watched Formula One or are watching for the first time, to watch an F1 pit stop for the first time is a pretty amazing thing. So obviously if there's reasons behind it, weight or, aerodynamics or something like that, yeah. But there's got to be a pretty good reason behind it, because one of the spectacles of Formula One is that 2-second pit stop. Up, tires off, down, boom. That's something that you don't see anywhere else. That's unique to Formula One. And, yeah, I don't want to go back to these 20-second pit stops again.
Or seeing the pit boxes catching on fire when they make a mistake, and all the fires you used to see back in the day too.
Well, yeah, and then it gets all over the car, and the fuel spills in the car, and the car catches fire. We've seen it all. Seen it all. Anything with fuel, not great.
Yeah,
not
so,
great. But I think they're scrambling. You're talking 2031. I think they're just scrambling to throw anything against the wall possible with this whole battery disaster. But yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather see him stay away, because I agree with you. It's the spectacle, the 2-second pit stop. It's freaking ridiculous. So it's great. It's great to watch. The only thing I would say for it is, do you remember back in the day, you never knew, late 90s, early 2000s, when there was refueling, and you'd have are they heavier? The car would be a little slower in quality, but that's because they had heavier fuel loads. They'd go deeper in the race, and that had a little different strategy aspect of things too, for back then. But for me personally, I don't think we need to go back to refueling cars. I think that's kind of madness. So not for me. Story number 2. Lewis is apparently close to activating his 2027 option in his Ferrari contract. I mean, to be honest, I'm not really too shocked to hear that, to be honest. So
I think it might have been a little more shocking if you told me this a couple months ago, when Lewis was pissed as hell, when he was talking about retiring, when he was done with F1. Not that long ago, like a couple of months. So yeah, obviously things have turned around greatly, as we've seen with Ferrari. Obviously that helps, if they were looking more like a 4th place team as opposed to a 2nd place team, I don't know how, would have been a little shocking if he made that move. But yeah, Lewis back at Ferrari. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, here we go. Haas apparently has a signed letter of intent for a driver loan if McLaren approves it. They apparently have a contract with Leonardo Fernardi to probably take over the Ocon seat, I would assume. Thoughts on that with Haas?
We are on the coupon time with Haas. We are clipping the coupons, looking for the savings, looking for the deals, trying to save some cash. like I said earlier in Losers, Haas is just not putting together a season that they wanted to see. Upgrades aren't working. They're going to need to move money in certain areas. And, you know, you got Ollie for now. Seems like they want Ollie in 20. I bet Ollie's going to end up at Ferrari by 2028. So you probably got another year left with Ollie. Hopefully he shows something more, because he's taking a step back a little bit, maybe a half a step back. And I
don't think it's him. I think it might be the car, because
why do you need Ocon? You don't need Ocon. You don't need Esteban Ocon. And he's one of those guys, like, you know, he's not as bad as Lance Stroll, but he's kind of in that same category. He was young, drove well, but he's not that star that you're looking for. And there's so many young drivers that want an opportunity. They're 18, 19, 20 years old. And if you had that opportunity to bring one of those guys in for a fraction of the price for similar results, I mean, do you care if you end up the season with 18 points or 25 points? If you're talking millions of dollars more, when you could potentially be developing a younger driver? You know, Haas, like we said, was looking for 5th, 6th place, and they're not going to be there this season. It's becoming more and more evident every single race that Haas is not going to be competing for that 5th, 6th spot. They're not a mid-pack team. They are back of the pack team. And I wouldn't be surprised if at some point Aston Martin or Williams get their shit together and end up clearly passing Haas this season. So throw your hands up, go young, save that cash, clip them coupons, and I don't know. It's not working out well right now with Haas.
No, it's not. I didn't get to see it. But that Lego race. You saw.
I saw the Lego. I cannot believe you missed this race. And if you did not see, it wasn't the full F1 cars. It was the smaller cars. But what leads me into the belief that one day we will get full Lego Racing League. Are you going? If they race near you,
yes.
Are you going to the Lego? I think it's going to be the biggest thing ever. You know, it's going to be like the banana ball of, like, racing. I'm pumped. Lego Racing League. Let's go. They were having a blast. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm sure it'll be all over F1 if it's not already on their social media. So check that out. Faux show. And give me a Lego. I want to drive a Lego car to work. Wouldn't you love that?
Sure.
My Lego hat on, change my head, and go to work.
Shit. Oh, man. All right, that's all I got for you.
Right on. All right, where are we going next?
It's at 2 weeks' time. Going to Spa, baby. Belgian Grand Prix, Spa-Francorchamps. Bring it on. See what these new cars are like at Spa.
Let's see what we got. And as always, sir, say what you got to say, brother.
As always, we'll catch you guys next week, probably, in a couple weeks' time for sure. Absolutely, for Grand Prix. But until then, as always, stay medicated, my friends.
Peace.
Paddock with Greeny and the cheese. Coming live from the US of A. Podcast groove. The boys bring you the F1 news. Everything you need, so you know just what to do. And it's all alright, 'cause they do it right. In the paddock with Greeny and the cheese. with Greeny and the cheese. And they know their way around the track. When you need the facts, you can trust them. They won't steer you wrong, always right on time. They know their way around a microphone. And it's alright, 'cause they do it right in the paddock with Greeny and the cheese.